you're a legend in the coaching ranks. That's what that comes down to, is being able to do both of them, not just being able to do the X's and O's. Is being able to get these guys to the next level and as well bring in the next guys to keep your team at that same level, which makes Nick Saban probably the best.
I hate to say it because as a Penn State fan, I absolutely hate Michigan, but I think Harbaugh is a better coach than I thought he was. I think
Harbaugh is a coach that's designed for college. I think right now we're not seeing as much. And listen, it was a tough loss. I even said this, and it's documented in the blog. Michigan State, Michigan is a different game. And it's because of the intensity that is in their game. That is why I went with Michigan. I actually thought Michigan was going to win, but I went with Michigan State because 2 touchdowns is too much in a rivalry, especially one with the person or being as personal as that one. So I don't necessarily falter this one, but I do think Urban Meyers is a good or not Urban Meyers. I'm sorry, Harbaugh is a good coach in the sense that I think you're seeing this as an adapt thing. Because he lost the players he had to coach into his system, and they got it. They were smart enough to do it, but now he's got to make sure that all the kids he brought in, now we're all learning his system and going at the same rate. I promise you, within the next 3 years, you do not overlook Michigan. Because even if they do drop in ranks this year, they're going to be a problem for people in the future.
Absolutely. I think once Harbaugh gets his play, like actually gets his recruits into the starting positions, then I think you're going to see a completely different animal. You're already seeing it. That defensive line.
So does he get credit for last year?
He will, but he doesn't.
But that's my point.
I think he gets half the credit.
He's going to get credit for last year for having a team with guys that he didn't recruit, as you're saying now. But next year, so you know what I mean? Like, this year doesn't really count.
For the average fan, I get you.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Someone who's paying attention to the sport knows that comes with an asterisk. Like, if you're paying attention to college football, you know that that's not all him. But for the naive fans that are just going to be watching, they're going to be like, oh, he did great last year.
Exactly.
Taco Charlton wasn't him. Jabril Peppers wasn't him. Jordan Lewis wasn't him. But that defense now,
but the thing
finally
is, he did make them work. He made them work when somebody else got them that couldn't.
He did make it work, and I got to give him that.
And that's where it's half. He got half.
Okay. And that's the same.
I don't want to take all credit. Like, I'm not saying he's a bad coach.
As he continues.
I'm not saying he's a bad coach. I just don't think he's.
I think he's a college football coach. He's not a pro coach
as he's being billed out to be.
And let me ask you the same question. Do you think Illinois will be good in 4 years?
I think Illinois will
because they have Lovie Smith.
I don't think so. I don't think so for a couple of different reasons. One, regardless of who the coach is, if you're going to play in the Big Ten, you're going to Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan State, or Wisconsin.
I mean, every once in a while, a good Minnesota, a good Northwestern team. Iowa on the road is tough. Going in Nebraska is no easy feat.
But you're not going to see a good Rutgers, a good Indiana, a good Purdue.
No one ever claimed that Rutgers was ever going to be good at football. Ever.
I mean, Ray Rice was knocking people out at Rutgers.
Ray Rice has been knocking people out his whole life, apparently.
But the same argument we're making
this is why we're never going to be mainstream.
The same argument that we're talking for him, we're also going to be talking for Herman. Herman, his success or failure for the first couple of years, it's not on him. He's playing with Charlie Strong's guys. And I get, they're his guys now. But if Charlie Strong's recruiting C-level players, you can't expect him to do better than C-level work. I don't think any.
Well, I
can't. I get what you're saying.
If Herman has 2 bad years, especially in college, you cannot put that on him.
No, but I expect that if you're a good enough coach, you can spin polish the turf.
That's like saying Lane Kiffin went to a terrible FAU, and they're still terrible. Lane Kiffin is a good coach. He's a jerk, but he's a good coach.
He's a good offensive coordinator.
That offense isn't doing anything.
He hasn't been a good coach anywhere he's been.
In 4 years, FAU...
Putting a captain on a ship that has a bunch of holes isn't going to keep it from sinking.
Thank you.
Right.
I get what you're saying.
Right, yes.
I get that. You can't patch all of it up all at once.
Right, but it will. And what did I say when we were talking about episode 17 when we talked about top 25? In 5 years, if it's only 4 teams still in the playoff, you're going to see Texas is going to be there, Michigan's going to be there, and Washington State's going to be there. Why? Because Mike Leach is friggin' unbelievable as a coach. Jim Harbaugh is friggin' unbelievable as a coach, and Herman is unbelievable as a coach. They just got to, well, Leach has his guys. Harbaugh has to finally get his guys playing. Herman has to find guys.
But
and
I
when that
also think-
happens, it's a collision course. That's a national championship. Texas, Michigan.
That is a national championship that I will be finding something else to do that night.
You're going to be watching it.
I will be watching it at a bar, so I don't have to hear it.
Here's what we'll watch it while we do a Madden tournament.
That's fine, as long as I can be doing something else.
Yeah.
And possibly get blackout drunk.
No, that's gonna have to happen.
All right.
Because God help me, if Michigan wins the national title, I can't be remembering witnessing.
Yeah. So,
It's fun playing, man.
yeah, and that's something that we should do. Now that we got the Periscope account, let's set up the phone and the camera on us and just have a Madden tournament.
Beer and man.
Let's go.
We're
Get
gonna
the
have to make
sticks.
that rated R based on
Oh
my.
yeah.
Well, Periscope and the podcast are completely separate.
Well, good
Whatever.
because this is gonna have to come with a sticker.
Yeah.
30 packs and
So the rankings
What?
for him.
God,
Look at this
you can-
lightweight. Was he like 75 pounds?
challenge me to a 30 rack challenge. See what happens.
But I don't
you
drink.
Even drink.
Wait, so Periscope that?
We can.
And
We
then
can.
the Madden tournament? I think this
Yes.
is the greatest idea
Yes.
ever. I want to
I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose that Madden tournament, but I'm going to win the first part.
I'll even buy the 30 pack.
All
I
right.
mean, we got to win one of the challenges.
The top 25, do you see any problems with the top 25 as the AP has it?
I'm kind of surprised by Navy, I'm going to be honest, but they also deserve it. I mean, they're 6-0. I mean, they have.
I mean, only a third of them based on what we've said. The midshipment.
Yeah.
Not the
yeah,
upper shipment
not
or the
all of
lower
them,
shipment.
Just the midshipment. I mean,
My problem is Notre Dame. Why is Notre Dame on the top 25?
I don't know why they're
Because
still
it's
there.
Notre Dame.
I can't.
They're terrible.
That's it. It's,
They're still paying 2 coaches that don't coach there.
it's just the gold line, or the gold helmet.
They're paying 2 coaches that don't coach there.
Fighting Irish. The gold helmet gets them
Um,
a pass to the top 25.
One team I want to say to watch out for, because they're going to rise, is NC State. They're for real. They're a good team.
I don't know how for real they are. Their
They're
defensive
definitely
line.
underrated.
Their defensive line is legit. They are one of the top 5 defensive lines, right up there with Clemson, right up there with Michigan, right up there with Ohio State's defensive line is crazy. So,
I want to just point out to you personally, though, another thing with the top 25.
oh no.
There are 2 teams on there that you had no faith in that are in the top 15.
Let me see who they are.
You can tell one of them because they're in the top 5.
Miami and then Georgia.
Yeah.
Are those are the 2? Miami,
Yeah.
Georgia. Miami played a Florida State team who's unranked without a starting
I
quarterback
understand.
and barely beat them. There's no reason they're a top 15 team.
They're a ship that's sinking fast and nobody sees it yet.
And I'm about to get really offensive here. They're one bad play away from starting Bucky the Bucktooth Beaver at quarterback.
Jesus.
Have you guys seen a picture of N'Kosi Perry? That dude is ugly. Look him up. NKOSI is his first name.
NK.
N like Nancy, KOSI. And if there's any Miami fans listening, please chime in. We love comments. Tell me how much of a jerk I am for calling him Bucky the Bucktooth Beaver. But he is one ugly
I
mofo.
would hope that God someone tells him, like, dude, you got to comment on this. They're insulting him.
But my big gripe is
Joke's
Notre
on
Dame.
him. We'll take it.
My big gripe is Notre Dame. Anyone have any other?
I'd probably go Miami. Just there's really nothing on their
I think
resume.
Miami's too high.
It
But I
is.
think they right now with their record they deserve to be in the top 25. But like
What,
more like
11?
25.
Yeah, exactly.
There are teams that I had faith in that you didn't, Tony. First of all, Navy. Second of all, did I not have San Diego State in my top 25? Like, they're not going to be good. They're in.
Yeah, we'll see at the end.
They're-
Boise kind of disappointing this year, aren't they?
Yeah, Boise State, pretty disappointing.
I mean Navy. Okay. I mean it's Navy.
I wouldn't have had much faith in Notre Dame either, really. But
And then we all know the other one you're going to bring up, and Washington State can still suck it, in my opinion.
All right, I have a picture of N'Kosi Perry I'm going to pass around for everyone.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah, he's not someone you'd see on the cover of GQ. If I'm being,
He's got to do something about that hair. It does not help his face.
he kind of looks like Des Bryant meets Kid from Kid and Play.
Yeah, I was thinking about the Kid and Play haircut.
All
I
right,
was gonna let you move on with that.
That's not good. Okay.
all right.
Top 25. Done.
Top 25 is done. Before we move on,
Crap.
I'm going to grab my Death Wish coffee hat. And inside this hat,
Oh, thank God. I thought it was something else.
inside this hat is Pedo Bear. No, okay. Inside this hat, there are 28 hockey teams folded up on little pieces of paper. Very similar to what we did for Dan O'Shea, helping him find Oregon as his favorite college football team. We're going to do the exact...
Really great choice.
Really great choice. We're going to do the exact same thing for Dan Beebe with a hockey team.
That's a censored version of that, too.
Yeah, this is a censored version. But before we do
We
that...
weren't on Spreaker yet.
Yeah, before we do that, I just got to say, Tony, here we are helping this young man pick
Oh, young
Find
A
his
hockey
way in the
team.
world.
a hockey team out of a hat. And you have the gall, the audacity, the intestinal fortitude to just randomly pick a team like you don't have to pick it out of a damn hat. How dare you?
Nope.
I kind of did that before.
Let's go Vegas.
You're against, them removing a team from Connecticut, and then the expansion draft, or the expansion where they don't go back to Hartford, and instead go to Vegas is the team you're rooting for.
Because it should have been Hartford.
All right. So what we're going
I'll
to
tell
do...
you what, if there's another expansion team, I'm changing from Vegas to that team until it happens.
So here's what we're going to do. Dan Beebe, you're going to pick a piece of paper out of this hat. If you're okay with the team on it...
Without I get three.
Well, I'm about to explain it so everyone listening. If you're okay with that team, you can choose to keep that team. That'll be your team for the year. If not, you can keep it out and pick again.
So wait a minute, if the team's trash next year, you can choose a different one?
No.
Oh, well you said for the year.
You did.
Okay. All right.
No, for life. This is
Yeah, no, this is for life.
You actually have
Like-
to tattoo this on you.
Yes. If the second team you pick is a team that you as well don't like, you can choose a third time. Now, the third time is the last time. So let's hope you don't get 3 teams in a row that you hate. All right? Because you can't go back. Once you get to that third team, you're stuck with them. So before we
Third is binding.
begin this, are there any teams that you're hoping to get?
Yeah.
Who?
Tampa Bay Lightning.
Tampa Bay Lightning got championship pedigree. They're a nice team.
Go for Winnipeg.
The
They
Jets,
need fans.
Jets, Jets.
Better than rooting for New York.
All right, is everyone ready?
Let's do it.
All right, Dan Beebe, reach in and grab one piece of paper, unfold it, and tell us what team is on it.
All right.
While he's doing that, the Rangers, the Golden Knights, and the Stars have all been removed because we can't have duplicates.
Did you know once you get a hockey team, you know your way in the world?
Exactly. And,
Yeah,
you got
We're
multiple
watching
there?
Dan Beebe
All
become
right.
a man right
Yeah.
All right.
Don't worry, you're not going to be able
And
to pronounce anyone on the
the
team.
first one is
Yeah.
Edmonton Oilers.
Edmonton Oilers.
Ooh,
Connor McDavid.
McDavid.
You got
Yeah,
the
that's-
future of the NHL on that
That's a
team
pretty
right
good
there.
one.
Connor
He's
McDavid's
looking,
an
he's looking
animal.
like
I know.
the closest thing to Gretzky 2.0.
He's the modern Sidney Crosby. Well, not
But he
modern.
doesn't cry as much.
Yeah. Well, Crosby didn't cry at first,
Yeah.
Yeah, but
They learned to start selling
he's
it.
always sucked.
so he doesn't suck.
I didn't say it playing hockey, I just mean in general.
Oh, okay.
He sucks.
Do you want to keep the Edmonton Oilers, or do you
human.
want to try your luck at number 2?
I'll keep it for now.
Oh, so we got an
No,
Edmonton.
no. Let's try again.
You gonna try again?
Yeah.
All right. Team number 2.
Is Colorado Avalanche.
A good choice. Good choice as well. Not quite as good as the
Yeah.
Oilers.
Good is
Yeah.
a strong word there.
Yeah.
They are a choice.
They're a team.
They exist as a franchise in the NHL.
All right,
That is-
now,
that
do you
was
want
my
to stick with the
device.
Colorado Avalanche? Because you cannot go back to the Edmonton Oilers.
Okay.
No, you cannot. This was explained to you.
Okay, well,